Welcome to Unwrap with Tayo. This is a platform where we unwrap meaningful conversations and ideas with extraordinary people. And today, I'm super excited to welcome my friend and brother. He was my soldier in Gangs of Lagos, but also my real friend and brother in real life. Fantastic actor, one of the most respected and celebrated actors in Africa and the world. Damilola Ogunsi, aka the Goldfish. How you doing, brother?
Sweet, my brother.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. My pleasure, man.
Good.
Waiting for the drum roll.
Yes, sir.
Great to be here, brother.
Nice. Good to see you. You look great, bro.
And so do you, man.
Thank you.
But I'm happy to be here.
Great. Awesome. So let's talk about your beginning. Where did you grow up? And how would you describe the child that became this fantastic person that you are today?
So I was born I grew up in Osun State. The earlier part of my Osun State, yes, the earlier part of my childhood was in Oshogbo in Osun State. An only son with three sisters, two elder sisters, one younger sister. Yeah. And my childhood was quite very, very interesting and engaging. We lived in a very nice, posh estate. My father worked in the Oshogbo Steel Rolling Company. It was like the deputy general manager. So it was like a very big estate with lots of whites and all that. I grew up in an estate where that didn't have fences. Right. The whole estate, there was no house that had fences. So it was like a house, a big lawn, then another house with their driveway. So that kind of setting where we really mixed and played and all that. Right. Then I attended the missionary primary school, St. Clair's Nursery and Primary School, which is the missionary Catholic conventy kind of primary school.
Nepo baby.
Well, you could say that, but I turned myself to the other one later. But yeah, it was, so childhood was really good. I grew up in a film family. We loved films. Growing up, we used to watch a lot of films. We'd gather, watch films, horror films. I mean, I particularly like horror films. So we used to watch horror films, watch any kind of films. My house is the kind of house where, till today, you can be with my parents and my sisters, and somebody can drop a dialogue from a film, and somebody will respond. The next thing we're doing is sing. Wow. Got into primary school, joined the drama team, the drama group since my primary 4, when I had my very first play. So I grew up as a guy who was always jovial, liked to joke, liked to play. And the beautiful thing was, because of the way I was raised, my parents didn't treat me differently from my siblings. Right. Like, there was no special treatment. There was nothing. Actually, they used to beat a lot out of me because I was really mischievous. But now, I was mischievous then. Absolutely mischievous. Right. So I didn't used to feel different from my siblings because there was no special treatment. So when I went to school now, I wouldn't also feel different. I would just mix, which is part of the things that made me who I am today. That whenever I go anywhere, I'm just
yourself.
Yeah, because of the way I grew up. So then from there, secondary school, Federal Government College of Mosho, Polytechnic Ibadan, University of Lagos, New York Film Academy. I worked in real estate, worked in banking, entertainment, and here we are today.
That's awesome.
Having this conversation.
You're killing it still,
Yes, I mean, I intend to, and, seriously so.
Right, great. So you mentioned that earlier on in your life, you didn't feel different. So I want to ask you, at what exact stage did you realize your appearance? And when you did, was it empowering, confusing, or limiting at that point?
So I'm going to be very honest with you about this, because I know this is like a very honest conversation we're having here. For me, I knew I was different from my sisters, especially with the fact that, my mom they're always getting sunscreen lotions or tanning oils. My mom actually liked me then to look like a shade of brown. So there used to be these bronzers that she would spread on me. So it'd be like tanning oil. So I'd be a lot brown, and I don't even know why I use it. I think I should even still get some. So it make me look brown, just a little,
like tanning,
just a little, and all that. So I knew that. And then when I would go to school, or when I stepped out or they took me somewhere, I started noticing that people would sing Onibo Pepe, if you like. But now my mom, as a very wise, sweet woman, she was a school principal. Right. So dealing with students, she was also a wise woman. So at home, my mom would sing that song for me. Onibo Pepe. Yes, and I'll be dancing to it. I'll be excited. So anytime I went out and people sang that song for me, I would see it as an endearment rather than an insult. She was such a brilliant woman. Like, so I would be dancing to it. Even today when I go out and children still sing it, I still feel it like an endearment. So it was then I noticed it. But I know things also now took another turn when I got to secondary school.
Right.
So because I was really mischievous. In the first, so I went to, there was one secondary school I didn't mention.
Yeah.
Faculty Comprehensive High School was where I did my GS1. But my mom as a school principal, they were always calling her every other week. This boy has done something. This boy has done one thing.
So some boy.
And you know, she's a school principal herself. So like, the child of the principal of another school is
Maybe in another
so she just found the opportunity to get me to Federal Government College, my GS2.
Right.
Just treat me there like. So when I got to secondary school, it was like a different ball game now. I met people who I'd never seen before, people from different places. Right. You know, I came in GS2, there were seniors all the way to SS3 who didn't care. I was really, so it was like as Yoruba would say, Ojolomoto. This is where your mother's eyes, they are not on you and all that. So who are you really? And I had to also, so it now become an opportunity where people would tease you. So what would you do? But I think because of the way I'd also liked and respected myself, I didn't take it personally.
Right.
I already had known that I was different. I was a different guy. But I also knew that I could sing, I could rap, I could tell jokes, I could write love letters. So I got those kind of things. So before it now started endearing me to, you know, to people, to folks, to seniors, you know, for birthdays, you send for me from senior boys hostel. I'll go there, I'll go and rap, I'll go and do stuff. So I became that. You know, people just found it interesting that this one, you can't insult him and you take it personally. So I'd realized that, this is who I am, you know, and I'd realized there was really nothing I could do about it. But I also realized because of my own personality, it was more of, it attracted people more than repelled them. Right. So, but I knew that, okay, I'm stuck with this for life. I've got to make the best use of it. Right. And nobody's going to hand me everything. So, like I said, I learned how to fight in secondary school as well, because you can't just come and, you know, bully me and kick me around. Right. And so, yeah, it's been a whole lot of struggle, to be honest, because, you know, being one in every 10,000 people is also a significant difference. You're easily spotted out where there are different myths about people like me going on around the place. But I also realized that what makes you different is what
makes you powerful, what makes you stronger.
So yeah, this is part of my own superpowers.
Definitely, you're definitely a super powerful and super talented person. And also, if I were to talk about your personality as a person, I would say you're a great guy. You are someone that you have a lot of other currencies that you spend. When I met you, apart from seeing you on TV, after I met you, you changed a lot of things about my perception of albinism. And you're someone that is super confident. You know, the way you carry yourself, your style, your swag, your charisma, everything, you know. When a person thinks of you, when I think of you, I remember Damilola Ogunsi. I may see another person with albinism, and then I see albinism. But the way you carry yourself, the way you have introduced yourself, you know, to the world and to me especially, anytime I think of you or I see you, I just see Damilola Ogunsi, and I think that is worth emulating by other people who are living with albinism, you know. So talking about currency, you used to work in banking, all right? And then a banker in the acting industry, like, how did you get there? What initially drew you to acting? Was it expression, curiosity, or escape?
That's a lovely question, House. I like the options, the jump question option you put there. So, I think it's more of, you know, I see passion, but it seems like a natural trajectory. Right. So, you know, I came from a film family where we watch films and classics. And, you know, as my mom would always remind me that when I was a young boy, after we watch every film, I'm always playing the lead role, whatever the lead role guy was. So if it was a romantic guy, I'm just going around the house, you know, being romantic. Right. If it was like a film like RoboCop, I'll be, you know, moving like a robot all around the house, or maybe Honky Tonk Man, I'm playing the guitar or something. You know, I like to, you know, mimic. Right. You know, so when I got to primary school, one way or the other, I found myself in drama, in the drama group. And I remember my first play was in primary 4, which is This Is Our Chance. I even remember my opening line, my first lines in that play. I still remember it. So then from when I got to secondary school again, by natural selection, I found myself in the drama group as well. Right. And then in church too, having the drama too, in the drama ministry in my own church. Right. Went to university, joined a drama group. So when I was in NYC, I was in drama group. So it was like a accumulation of, then I started emceeing at a point, you know, professionally. That was about 2010. I started MCing 28, 29, 2010. I started MCing professionally using the name The Goldfish. And so I was doing that on the line in church, doing drama. And I always found out that, people always look forward to my performances. I love doing it and all that. But I also realized that my own life was a story. I like storytelling. I had an uncle when we were growing up. That guy used to tell us never ending stories. That guy was like a good man. That guy would just give us fiction.
Right.
That guy can start one story, jump to another one. The guy, he had never ending stories. So I love telling stories. And, when I now got into the bank, so I've also used my life as, tested different things. I just believe that I can do anything.
Right.
In university days, in Polytechnic, we started doing shows, me and my roommates, like town hall for shows.
Right.
My university, I started going to Cotonou to buy cars, then got to Abuja, started selling land, then got into real estate, then got into banking, because I wanted something better for myself. But my heart was always in, movies. I love movies. I always want to be an actor, enjoy doing drama, emceeing. I've always wanted to be James Bond. Then it became a point in my career where everybody in the bank also knew it, that this guy, I'm the one who maybe MCs for the bank sometimes. I'm the one telling jokes to customers and all that. I just had that natural.
You've always been a star.
Just natural, performative kind of guy. Just make people laugh. Like jokes, like making people happy. So eventually, I think I got to a point in my career after I'd worked 6 years with Stanbic IBTC Bank. And this is where it changed for me. I used to look at my bosses, back then, and I saw something that, their dreams. I used to see their eyes. Their eyes were empty. These people had mortgages. They had loans for big Prados. They had, personal loans and all that. They were really doing well, but when I looked into their eyes, I didn't see anything. They were tired. They couldn't leave. Because of all the perks,
they felt stuck.
So it was more of you always commanding, your unit should do this, your unit should do that. And then I asked myself that, wait, in another 4 or 5 years, when I'm going to be at the regional manager level, is that what I want to be like?
Right.
What do I really want to do? And I'm like, look, I know I have something in films, like a calling. I know that I'm supposed to be in the film industry. So I said, okay, I'm going to take all my leads and everything I can do. I'm going to get my money together, work hard, save up. And I'm going to go to film school. I was going to go to film school. Before I left, my teacher or the head of the drama ministry in my church, Deacon Otoro, he knows quite some good people. So got me in contact with Auntie Joke Silva, Norbert Young, and a couple of other people. So I came all the way from Abuja to come and see them, the year before I left for film school, 2016. That, look, I want to leave banking. That what would they advise me to do, knowing that in the industry, Madam Joke Silva then was so instrumental. She invited me to her own home, opened her doors for me and all that, met her husband, and she told me that go to film school first, go and study. Yeah, you might have been doing acting and all that for talent, but go and get skills, go to film school, then come back. By the time you go to film school, you will know if you really want to go. Then the same thing Norbert Young also said, like, go to film school, go and learn. Don't just jump into the industry like anybody that have talent. Go and learn. And so I put all the money together. I went to the New York Film Academy in Los Angeles, studied acting for film. And when I was done, I knew that I'd done the right thing. It was the rightest decision of my life. So when I came back, man, what was I going to do? Then I think after a couple of months, I was trying to go for auditions, but my head had blown because I was in Hollywood.
That's it.
I was in California. I was in, I'd seen Bruce Willis.
Trailed by some of the best.
I met Bruce Willis in Malibu. I met Kylie Jenner at the restaurant called Katsuya. Like, I'd been in Hollywood. I've been to the Walk of Fame. I've been to the Dolby Theater where they do the Oscars. I've did the whole tour, and I'm like, I want to be in this industry. So when I came back from film school, then I couldn't really get any. I'd gone to a couple of auditions. I was like, I don't want to play at this level, because of what I'd seen. Then I got an audition notice. My friend in films, my roommate in film school, who was still in Los Angeles then, he was doing a longer course, now sent me an audition notice from Kone Afolayan. Kone Afolayan was looking for a person with albinism, and they wanted to shoot a film. I think Africa Magic commissioned him to shoot a trio of films.
Wow.
And I'd already done 6 films before I left, I'd featured, one or two scenes. I didn't find the king. It was just, I had speaking roles. No, I never, so, and I was like, initially I was like, I don't want to go for that audition. At that time, I was like, I hope it will not be something funny or something. Why do they specifically need somebody with albinism? Why, But my mind just said, just go for it.
Right.
Go for that audition. So the day of the audition, the day before, I told my boss that, look, I needed to travel to Lagos very quickly. I'll be back in the afternoon. And for one reason, when I was going to go for the audition on Friday morning, as an Abuja boy now, Friday we're always in it.
Right.
That day, I just had to wear suits.
Right.
And when I walked in the bank, I used to wear 3-piece suits. Like 3-piece.
Sharp guy.
With pocket square, like I was going for a wedding. Because I know the customers liked it. And they like to show me off, with 3-piece suit, shiny shoes. So that day I now dressed up like that and I flew for the audition. The audition was about 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. First flight I was here by 8 o'clock. So I got to the audition by 8:30 in Allen, just close to the airport. And when I got there were other people with albinism there. So I sat for the audition. And I was like, okay, my first major audition. Then I met Mr. Kunle Afolayan. Now, the funny thing is, the character I played in that movie was a banker.
Wow.
I was a banker then. I was dressed in suit. Then he attended the New York Film Academy. I attended the New York Film Academy. Then I could act.
That's it.
So that was where I got that.
Correct timing.
It was like
alignment.
So everything just seemed as if God was laying all the steps. And funny enough, that movie was my 7th movie.
That's it.
And they said 7 is a magic number. That's the movie that actually brought me out. After that film, and then I met Omotola, somebody I had a crush on. I'm telling you, she walked into the reading. Then the same Nobel Young that I went to see a year before, who asked me to go to film school, walked into that same reading.
Wow.
And I was like, you this boy, that kind of thing. Like, why are you here? Are you still in the bank and all that? And then Carol King, who has been a sweetheart forever. Fosha Deolu, I've seen a million times in all films. Then Adela Oye, everybody just showed up. People had been watching. Then I get to play, like it was amazing. And I knew that. I could read the handwriting on the wall that, bro, God had to do with this one. Then I went back and resigned. And I was like, I'm going to jump this cliff, Then I jumped. And here we are. It's been this year makes it exactly 9 years. I left the bank.
Wow.
And I've been doing films before, so altogether like 12 years.
Awesome. That was a brave move, And talking about alignment and right timing, you mentioned earlier that you knew Auntie Joke Silva and some other names, top names. So some people do feel that because you know someone at the top, that's an easy way for you to get into the industry. But I want you to clarify, apart from them advising you to go to a film school, do you think they played any other role in, the success that you have achieved today? Did they plug you in or you had to fight for it?
So the truth is, what they did was enough. That was what they needed to tell me to do. It was go and learn and come back. You'll pay your dues. So after that, to be very honest, I kept contact with them, but I didn't get a direct role.
Right.
Maybe they did something at the back, I never knew, but I didn't get a direct role. But the initial mentoring, do this, go and learn.
Enough.
But it was just enough, like going, like it was like God needed them to just steer me in the right direction.
Right.
That don't just jump in, go like this.
That's it.
And immediately I came back, from school was when I did, Tribunal with Kunle Afolayan. Then I did Sons of the Caliphate,
Right.
Dimbo Atia. Then the roles just started coming
too.
the roles started coming. It was the next year I now did Bokali.
Okay.
Then I got Ajoche with Africa Magic for the telenovela. So it was in the middle of that I shot, the Mokalik. So it was like the roles just kept coming, and they were good ones.
That's great. Awesome. So, at the earlier stage of your career, did you feel boxed into certain roles or expectations?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Yes, man. And I still think that till today, I am still boxed in certain roles and certain expectations. But the truth is, so when I was going to, leave banking, there's a director. I'm not going to mention his name here.
Okay.
There was a director who said to me, that, which albino have I seen in Nollywood that is not a place, that I don't think is a place for me, that why do I want to leave a safe and secure job? I was the head of a unit in Stanbic Liabilities Bank. That why do you want to leave that kind of middle managerial role?
Right.
then go and start from the bottom in acting. And I'm just going to thank my parents, then thank God for the kind of, personality is given to me. Because some people would have heard that and they would have given up.
That's
So
it.
it was like a test. Like I've seen major tests along the line. It was like, why do you want to be there? And when he said it so flippantly and almost carelessly. Why do you want to be there? But I now thought to myself, if there's no person with albinism there, it means that if I go, then I'll be the only one.
Found out.
Oh, then I'm going. Then I'm going. I'm going.
Nice.
And when I came, I made it clear. One of the first interviews I did with, I think it was Tribe TV then with Asari Duke. I said that I don't want to be, that I'm coming in. It was after the tribunal, because the tribunal went to the cinemas and it was really successful. Right. So everybody was like, who is this guy? Where did this guy come from? I've not seen him before. Who is this guy that could really push it and act and, maintain with the greats and all that? Right. And I said, I do not want to be known as the albino actor.
That's it.
That I said the interview is even still there on social media. I don't want to be the albino actor in Nollywood. Right. So when you are now looking for any role that you need albino for, you now say Damilola Ogunsi that I am an actor who has albinism. So it's a different ball game. The arrangement is different. I'm not the albino actor. I'm just an actor first.
That's it.
Who has albinism. And to be very honest, I'd say that there's been a lot of stereotyping. There are some roles that I won't really I've not been considered for as much as I want. I've not played lover boys as much as I wanted, but I would love. And I'm very romantic, bro. I'm very sweet and romantic, man. I got a romantic side that hasn't even been touched, felt, or tasted by Nollywood. So it's in that whole line of drama. I could do comedy. I mean, look at
Mokali, you were funny guy
effortlessly.
The American accent,
but I get to play a lot of villains, a lot of police, a lot of doctor, all those roles. But
you played an angel in Anikula,
played an angel, that kind of thing,
and a demon in Lisabi,
that kind of thing. So those. But I also got to a point where somebody called me to do a couple of films last year, and they were those kind of roles, and I had to turn it down,
right?
And they were major directors, and I know that it really pained them, and
right.
Sincere love.
So you do want to continue the cycle.
Yes, I didn't want to get caught in that,
that
mystical being. When you now need the angel now is this one. When you now do this demon, when you now use one of it was even a very great director. Right. And I'm so pained about this. Last year, great script,
right?
All this mysterious American-like kind of thing, but it was just based on skin tone. It wasn't about is he a fantastic actor? It was based on skin tone, so I didn't do that, and so I've had to drop certain roles, a lot of roles with called that. There are some I've taken that I saw that was like the Angel one, like the Lishabi one, like just a couple of them. But now, when it comes to the area of the villains,
right?
What I've decided is that when I get a script, I'm going to do it in such a way that I don't like being outlandish as an actor, unless the character is outlandish. I like to play who the character is. I don't like being superfluous and all that.
Right.
I have to play with very, very good vibes, right. And play a great character, And one thing I know is that there's no villain afraid that anybody will say, oh, this person could have done it. Yeah. So the ones I get, I will play extremely well. I won't play it overboard and I won't underplay, but I will play I like being on the character. I don't like overacting just to, get, fluff and fat and just over embellish it and all that. So that's how it's been. There are many roles I wish I could play, but I know a lot of times too, even though it's not told to me to my face, but I know many times I've gone for certain auditions where I know that I wasn't chosen because my skin tone wasn't what they wanted. But it also now further leads me to the short-sightedness of a lot of people and the fact that maybe a lot of directors are not as courageous as they think they are. Because the thing is that you've seen several people, and I'm not going to mention names of actors, but you've seen several actors play lover boy roles. Right? You've seen them over and over again. So when you're going to get a film, you call them first. How about a fine albino fine boy?
You find
Because in real life, that's what I am. That's what I do. I drive my car, go wherever I want.
You
I
know,
talk to
your money, everything.
any lady I want. Why can't we have that on film? Why can't we create that as another superstar? That, oh man, there's this guy, go back to the gym, work that body, do everything.
Right.
But why can't we create another Thirst Trap? And if nobody's gonna create it, then I'm just gonna create myself, which is one of the things that I'm focused on this year.
Awesome.
Create it for myself. So yeah,
Awesome.
It's been tough, but
Right.
I'm hanging on.
It's tough for all of us, bro.
Yeah.
But we got to keep fighting. Thank God that you were stubborn spirited, to that director who tried to discourage you in the beginning. And, you are one of the greatest and the most respected actors around. And personally, I tell you, not because we are in front of the cameras, I respect you. When I count the actors in this Nollywood today, that I know that are real actors, not just people on screens. You are one of the top 5.
Thank you.
I respect you a lot, brother.
Thank you. So do I, man.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks. So do I respect you too, man. You're a great man.
Thank you.
And a great actor.
Thank you so much, bro. Yeah. All right. So talking about Mystical, there was a question I asked you before, based on the privilege of being your friend.
Okay.
While we're growing up, we've heard a lot of different myths about albinism. All right. So, but that I couldn't just be stopping people on the road and be like, "Hey, is it true? Is it true?" But when I met you, you gave me the freedom, the space, without fear, to ask you questions about albinism, and you lectured me, and you said some wise things that day that I would love you to share again. So I want to ask you in front of everyone that, those things they say that around, that people with albinism are gods. That's what they told us. They also said things like people with albinism don't eat salt. They also said that people with albinism don't die, that they just, they just disappear. You get what I'm saying? So please, can you just touch on that? Yeah.
They don't die.
And thank you for making me feel comfortable that day, because, you even made me touch your skin. You were like, look, my skin is as thick or maybe a little bit thicker than yours, so.
Yeah, I remember some of those very great days when we're shooting guns on Lagos. Yeah. So, I like the Enoch part, and they don't die. They just come on my hospital and I think. So, but let's get into it. So the truth about it is that, erstwhile in those olden days when they used to have children with albinism, there wasn't medical science to really explain what was going on to them at that time. So there was no explanation back in the days, hundreds of years ago, when our ancestors were just there in Yoruba land and all that, and they see a child come out and he has albinism. So there wasn't medical science to explain, that phenomenon to them.
Right.
It was more like, oh, we have offended the gods, or the gods, or one of the gods have shown up, and all that.
Right.
But coming into now, we're in an enlightened world.
Basically, albinism is just a genetic disorder where there's an absence of melanin, which you have a lot of, man. Where there's an absence of melanin, where there's an absence of melanin in the skin, in the hair, and in the eyes. So basically, that's just what it is. All internal organs are the same for everybody in the world. Albinism doesn't affect internal organs. So anybody can do a heart transplant. You wouldn't know any difference. So basically, that's just what it is. It was still based on those early days that, because they are God, so don't put salt in their food and all that. Everybody eats salt.
We eat the same thing all the time.
How do you go fry egg now? They don't go fry egg for me. They don't go put salt now. But it was just a myth. I think one of the issues with people with albinism is because there's no melanin. So the skin doesn't have any protection against UVA and UVB rays of the sun. So what happens is when there's a lot of that sun, there's something called like a carcinoma. Sometimes it's like a red blotch that now forms there and starts to open up to become a wound. Okay. Then there are some times where the body tries to fight back, create its own pigment. Like it wants to create pigment. So there's hyperpigmentation. Right. There's this black spot, but there's not enough. So it tries to create a different stance. So and sometimes it's big and blotchy and all that. And so the major issues people with albinism have is the sun. Like, there's also that thing about, they see better at night. It's also a myth, simply because there's no melanin in their eyes, in our eyes, right? So the sun in the afternoon shines directly into your pupil. So because of there's no protection, they have to squint. But at night, when it's night, there's no sun. So now they cannot open their eyes well and be able to move out. So they now think, better lale. So I think the brain is basically the same, and everything else is just the same. Everything is just that absence of pigmentation, right? And and I believe that we are now in a world where people should be judged by the content of their characters, right, and not necessarily the skin.
And people should get educated,
And people must get educated.
There's Google, there's YouTube.
And people should also be empathic. Because look, I can say I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky. I also had to build myself up. Despite, because by the time I got to secondary school and I realized that it is what it is, I also knew that, man, look, you're not gonna, be a Debbie down and sit down in one corner and mope. You got to use this thing to your advantage and grow yourself. Right. And I had some cousins there and I had some boys there who were like, boys, OU boys, line boys, and all that. One of them, great guy, Shokara, is in Dubai now, fine guy, rich Egbon. And they always used to tell me that when you get to secondary school, when you see babes, talk to the finest girl first.
That's it.
Always go and hit the finest one first. Once you talk to the finest one, all the red ones will follow. So they know that this guy's confidence level, and that's what I still use till today. So I had to build a lot of those things up. I had to also learn how to talk, how to communicate, and started working on my MC skills. I've watched a lot of YouTubes. By the time YouTube came out and became a thing, I've read different books. I've read already lot of books, about personality, charisma, dressing, confidence, talking to women, I'm saying this on camera. Look, because the truth is, a lot of the people that people think that, oh man, they are smooth talkers, they had to learn it. And they now have to go out and practice. So I'll go and practice. I use my university days was one of the areas where I practiced the most. Just to go and talk to babes, freestyle. I'll get no's, I'll get, but I always just go. I'll just see fine girl. I got to all my cousins said that always talk to the fine one first. So even if there are plenty, I'll just always go straight. There was also this. So I started building that confidence how I could approach anybody. And I was telling a friend of mine, like, there's no way in the world. If I go somewhere now, Beyonce is with her people, I can go and talk to Beyonce.
That's it.
Because she don't get to it. Nobody get to it. So I started building all those confidence, rapport, dressing, and all that. I worked up a lot of self-love and self-appreciation, which I think is the real key. Because the truth is, there are people who are dark-skinned that have self-esteem issues. So it's not even because of albinism. You could be dark-skinned and get rejected, and get rejected with the height and get rejected. My body constantly. So I just had to I'm gonna make people look twice.
That's it.
And it's for me, not even for them. It's not like I was doing it for anybody. I'm doing it for me myself. That I'll build myself to a place where. I once said in one interview that I had one babe, one Yoruba babe I met one time. Sweet babe, I don't know. But she's my friend now, and I know that she will watch this.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Wow.
I went to go and look for a house. That's why she came to check out the same house. Dressed in skirt, suit, looking good. Yoruba girl. Curve, they are like, man. Me will know anywhere, man. She went upstairs to that, maybe like the second floor. I was like, I ain't going nowhere. Baby girl came down. I was like a Mickey, smart man. I was in the back. I was still banking then, came out to a name, gentlemanly. I was in suit, so I didn't rush it and all that. We started talking and all that. Sweet girl. Oh my head, I can't.
Wow.
But no, she told me something when we started all close and everything. She said something one day. I said, that she doesn't think she can marry me because I've got albinism. What that people say?
Pained you, man.
He paid
Break fast.
He paid me. There was no any other reason. It was that.
Just albinism.
It was that. And I'm like, man, I want to keep working on him. And one day, this same babe, you will come back. Now she's my fan. She watches all my movies. She's married now, but we're still friends.
Still crushing.
I have a feeling she will. Even when I check people, when I look at my status, she will check it. She will always respond. Now we're not friends now and all that. She came and eventually apologized that she was sorry. She didn't know. We have made a good couple, but man.
My bro, you're someone that makes a huge difference wherever you are. Not because of your appearance, but because you are a great role model. You're someone that people should learn a lot of things from. And I see those romantic roles, those playboy roles, they are coming because you actually have been a smooth talker right here now, and I'm sure you have more women crushing on you right now. All right, let's go back to acting. What role first taught you discipline beyond talent?
Let me see. What role first taught me discipline? So I think, look, bro, man, I think God has just been on my side on this journey. Remember, I worked for 9 years in the bank. So So I had to build discipline because I had to be at work by 7:40.
Right.
There was even a time that Stanbic said, all team leads needed to have a meeting with their team people every 7:45.
Right.
So it means that I had to be in the office by 7:45. So I'd learned discipline over time, and I grew up with a father who is my father schooled in Russia in the days of USSR.
Putin.
So thank you. He himself has said one day that that he built that he put in. So this thing he said, I hope he sees this. See you, Popsy, they have found you out though.
I'll be
Putin. So I'd had that discipline for work. So when I came in, I knew I had talent and all that, but I came in not just even wanting superstardom. I saw it as work.
right.
Also knowing that I jumped ship from banking.
Yes.
So I knew that I had to focus on where I do.
People will not mock you that
So they help
for nothing.
that kind of thing. But yes, so all the films when I got Tribunal helped me to really get in line, be prepared and all that. I was exceedingly prepared for Tribunal. Sons of the Caliphate also helped me. Right. One other one that now really helped me was Ajoche. We shot Ajoche for 11 months, Monday to Saturday, from January to November. So being in character, waking up early, getting to set on time, all that was James Omoko said. Shout out to him, great guy. So those films just made me realize that you have to be like a soldier here. Because there are so many calendar people.
Right.
So if you allow yourself to be overshadowed, you can be forgotten. So things like getting to set on time, knowing your lines, just being prepared were things that I was like, okay, I needed to bring as an extra advantage. Here they say there's no the
industry one.
When I'm coming, let me come with discipline. Let me come with discipline. Let me know my lines.
That's it.
Let me understand. A lot of times I even talk to the directors and the writer of the script before I get on set. So let me be prepared. Let me be that guy that any director can say, this one does not give me wala. I said, he knows his job, he knows his onion, doesn't give him wala. So yes. And so every work I've done, I've basically learned one thing or the other. Even with crew. Right. Crew people are amazing. Also learn discipline from them as well. Right. They get there, by the time you get on set to want to shoot,
they find
they've been there and all that. So I used to learn from everybody on set.
That's amazing. So beyond budgets, we know we have budget issues in Nollywood, but what other things do you think that we need to do differently in Nollywood to help us be able to compete with the rest of the world?
So we have gotten to a place where the world has really shifted, and the focus is now on and coming to Africa.
Right.
Yes, we need to start looking for opportunities to learn more. Everybody across board. We also need to have structure. We don't have structure at the moment. We don't have structure. The guilds need to have more structure.
That's it.
When I went to film school in the US, I planned that I'm not coming back. That was then I was first led to do my own japa. That I won't come back. I take my car to my uncle's. I was given the key to my house. There was OLX there. So I said, if anything happens and I'll go for auditions. If I find work, you sell everything and just credit me the money. But one of the things I was told in film school is that to succeed, go back to your own country and want to succeed. You first have to do accent reduction for 1 year, because I sound like I'm a Nigerian boy and I sound like a Nigerian now.
Try to be someone else.
So go back to your country to succeed. The focus is on Africa now, right? We also need to begin to step up. If we want to do, it's time for us to do films that can compete on the global stage.
Yeah.
Which now further means our acting. From the top of the food chain to the bottom of the food chain. Right. Our acting has to be something that can go on the global stage.
That's it.
There's several times that we have been insulted in Nollywood that Nollywood itself is a genre of film. Like we have our own style. Like Nollywood is a genre. We've been sorted severally in different festivals. Like Nollywood itself is a genre of film. That there's just a way we act, the way we talk, the way we have our energy, but which has its merits and its demerits, because we are who we are.
Identity.
Yes. But now we also need to be able to perform at levels where when our movies are watched globally, people can not sit down and be watching bad acting, but be able to see craft. So it's time that and the next 5 years is going to make that happen.
Right.
Because underneath there are new directors coming, new guys are coming, AI is coming. There are new people who are hungry and who have art. So the wheat will be separated from the chaff. So actors, I'll still go to actors because that's where we are.
Right.
Actors need to start working on their game seriously to a global scale. If you need to go and get extra training, go get it. If you need to go and get extra coaching, go get it.
Right.
But it can't be business as usual, especially with the fact that we want to open new doors for, international collaboration and all that. You don't want them to bring a South. They want to stay in Africa. You don't want to bring a South African actor to Nigeria and you're the one dropping the ball. You don't want to do that, right. And so I'll really just say that everybody in the food chain needs to start now looking for how can I be excellent. Excellence is something from director to AD to producer. Excellence is what we need to focus on. The whole world, Hollywood is now basically fragmented. Right. Because the Korean people are doing their own film. Hollywood. Indian people are doing their own film. France people are doing their own. So everybody is not rushing to Hollywood anymore. So it's what do we have here? And Africa is where look at what's happened to Afrobeats. Look at what Afrobeats has done throughout the world.
That's it.
So there's no way the music should do it
and then Hollywood can't do it.
The film can't do it. Right. So we need to work on that excellence and we need to work together. That thing about that individuality is one thing that when I came into the industry, the first Afrif I attended, no, it was the second one in 2018. The first one I just attended, I didn't know. By the time I got to Afrif in 2018, one of the things I kept asking is, why are people not collaborating? When you watch an American film, you see a 20th Century Fox, Paramount Pictures, something. You first see like 4 names at the beginning. Then at the end, you now see maybe like 20 other, production houses, small production houses. One, you see London unit, you see this one. And I'm like, okay, why is everybody just doing their own thing? Because we need to also remember that one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. So until we begin to look at that multiplier effect, because Nollywood needs to start making money. There are actors who all they want to do is act. Right. They don't want to act and go and drive Uber.
You know what I'm saying?
Or go and do nothing. They want to act.
Or be working in a club.
That kind of thing.
Or something like that.
So we need to really start looking at it that way. That if we really come together, we can do films that can transcend the world. That the world will look at. We can start also recording. Even if we're not doing like Marvel yet, Marvel will make a $1.5 billion on their film. Let's even make the tithe of that money, $150 million. Your $150 million comes in for a film. Do you know how everybody will eat and be happy? So those are the things we need to start projecting within 2026 to 2030. How do we play at this level? Right. It will be sad if the world starts to focus on African movies. Right. Then you'll now be like, so this is the movie.
That's all.
So that's all. So that's it. Yeah. So I think that's what we should all do. Excellence. Then we should work together. Excellence and collaboration.
All right. So thank you so much for wrapping your wisdom, your brilliance, your intelligence into us. Pleasure. Nice. So I want to ask you, is there anything that you're still figuring out about yourself? First as a man and artist.
Man. Okay, man. I wasn't expecting that one, but yes, I mean, this is another. Are there things I'm still trying to unravel about myself? Oh man, absolutely. A lot. Absolutely a lot. I'm not a perfect human being by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think anyone is, but I'll speak for myself. There are still many parts of my life I'm still trying to, also manage, my own decision making process. Right. Where do I want to, where am I going next? When do I want to start a family? certain behaviors and attitudes about myself also that I'm working on, because there are certain things in my own life that I'm also working on,
Right.
which also includes my own level of discipline, my own level of, accepting myself. A lot of times we also want to a man wants to go into the next level,
Right.
and you have to also check, what's my mindset? Am I prepared for where I'm going and all that? Am I ready for it? What do I think? So for me this year, one of the things I'm really working on this year is my mindset for the next level. Last year was a real tricky year for me, even as an actor.
Right.
It was concerning the works I go and works I had to reject and all that. But when you begin now to look long term and thinking that, okay, a part of me wants to get a family started.
Right.
Down the line, okay, what kind of roles do I want to play next? Do I want to create my own films? Do I still want to go international? Do I want to stay? So, but all that is still, based on my own mind, So I think for me this year, one of the things that I'm really trying to work on and figuring out is, my next move in the next 5 years, or how do I want to, plan my next 5 years to encompass the things that are, majorly important in a man's life. So for me this year is like a renewal of the mind.
Nice.
Installing more empowering beliefs. If you're going to take on the world, I believe that the level I'm at now, I'm done with this level, I have to go to another level.
Right.
But there's a mindset required to operate at this level. Right? And so I'm trying to also work on my own mindset, work on my own, strengthen a lot of things I need to strengthen about myself. Or, understand my own self more. Basically, that's it.
Awesome.
Yes. So then as an artist as well, one of the things I started working on last year is I started working on my technique. So one of the things that's been important for me, I've asked myself is, how far can I go in life? I started looking at, okay, this life, yeah, right? I'm going to have to die at some point like everybody else, but how far of my potential can I reach? If I want to be an actor, how good an actor can I be? Do I want to remain in the genre called Nollywood and just stay there because, okay, I have enough to do? Or how far can I be? If I want to be a great husband, how far can I be great? If I want to be a good Christian, how far can I be? If I want to build my body, how good can I make it? My mind, if I want to strengthen my mind, then how wise, how understanding, how good, how loving, how caring, how self-controlled can I really be? So I think basically those are things I'm trying to figure out, like, who can Dami become? If I decide that, look, the rest of my life, okay, fine, who can I really become? If I went all out and say, I want to utilize my potential,
Right.
Because God lives in me, right? So if I carry God and I claim that, oh, God lives in me, I have the Spirit of God in me, then how about those wonders they said I would do? Can I really get to do it in my lifetime? Can I really, is there something that can birth out of me that would amaze the world?
Right.
So those are things I'm really trying to figure out.
Right.
That how far can I go? If I wanted to work on my character,
Right.
no, I'm not doing it for anybody, but for me and for God, because, God is also, I believe that God, if I were God, right? And I could look at a human being and I see that this human being believes he has potential, and I see him making a decision to work out that potential to be the maximum he wants to be. I'll be a happy God.
That's it.
Because a tree will grow to the highest it can grow. A rope will grow to the how high it can grow. An animal will grow to how large it can grow to. But I feel that how about we humans? Like we get somewhere and we, just chill.
Right.
So I really want to do that. That's one thing I really would just want to do. For my career as an actor and for myself as a man. What's the best I can be? How loving can I be? Because I believe that if I'm loving also, the people around me will feel that love. So my own space, I can make it a better place.
That's it.
How good can I also make it? If I decide to care for the people around me, how much can I care?
Right.
If I become wealthy and I'm able to build studios,
Right.
how many people can I employ? So that's the journey I'm trying to just basically figure out. And I also know one other thing I want to do this year is I would like to have a better social life. Outside maybe industry events and all that, I've not really been in the last couple of years, in the last 4 years especially, I've not been a very hanging out kind of guy like that. and all that. But I think I want to just have
You want to turn off more?
yeah. I mean, just meet new people and all that. Travel more,
Network.
explore the world.
Right.
Yes, network and explore the world. Meet people. Human beings are amazing.
Right.
Like human beings are just so lovely. Everybody has something. The camera guy is just an amazing guy. You know, you're an amazing guy.
Thank
Viola is an amazing person. Like there's something intrinsically beautiful about human beings, which I think we forgo
Right.
by running crack after our daily bread. What if you could chill and just get to just know the person beside you? I mean, how beautiful would their life be if you
You want you friend to that place even.
so those are the things that I really am just trying to figure out, and I want to, and it's a journey, and I've made up my mind. I'm going on that journey this year also. Learning what I need to know, understanding myself, how my mind works, how my emotions work, how to also psych my own mind for where I'm going.
Right.
So I think those are the things.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. All right. You have a great man's mindset. Now, I always tell people that being great is an intention. You have to continuously and consistently keep searching within yourself. What do you want to fix? You don't focus just on your strengths, but also your weaknesses.
Yeah.
You wake up every day and then you keep searching to be better in all ramifications of life. And that's what you are doing. Thank you once again for sharing all of this brilliance with us. But lastly, I want to ask you, from your journey, what do you think will actually help young people with albinism or maybe other visible differences who are coming to the industry? What would help them feel less boxed in beyond sympathy and awareness?
So the first place I'm going to start is with self-love. Having a healthy dose of self-love. So it's, as a creative, you create from inside and give to the world.
Right.
So it starts inside. If you don't love yourself, you won't be able to create at the level you want. People who have self-esteem issues, if they didn't have self-esteem issues, they'll find out that they are greater creators. So the first thing is to find how you will drop every limitation you have, and understanding that limitation is just a problem of your thinking. You are the one that thought it's a limitation.
Right.
We are limited by our thinking. So if you think something is this thing is holding me back, funny enough, it's a thought. And when you drop that thought, you can now step out and realize that it was a lie. I've used myself as guinea pig many times, just to test different hypotheses. So if I'm going to give advice to people, especially people with albinism first, or let me even start from people who are around people with albinism, that they should also have empathy and treat them well. The way my parents treated me nicely, but treating me like everybody else, accounts for the self-esteem that I have, and I don't feel any different. Then also, what makes you different is your superpower. That's why I'm the goldfish. I'm not a goldfish. I don't use goldfish. You must put the in front of it. So I'm the goldfish.
That's it.
There are many goldfishes, but I'm the goldfish. Because I know that the goldfish has no hiding place. So this is my own advantage.
That's it.
If I'm in a film, you can't say you watch the film I didn't see it. So see that thing that makes you weird as the advantage, as your strength. Do not listen to what anybody says, and all that. Most of all, also go and get training. The Nollywood we are entering into now, talent is beautiful, but people also don't realize that the acting or any art form is not about talent alone. God is a good God who has given talent to everybody, but you need skill. Skill is diligently developed talent. It's like you have a leather shoe. That's your talent. But when you put polish and shine it, then that's a skill.
That's it.
So you need build skills. Go to school, train. YouTube is a university. So YouTube is a full university. So you can learn anything you want to learn there. Train, take action. Next, acting has now even gone back. The industry has gone past the days where actors will be sitting at home waiting for the phone to ring. With your iPhone, you can always shoot something you can post.
Right.
You can even shoot a little film. You can shoot 10 scenes.
Right.
There's even this thing about, shooting film in portrait mode now. There are some series I've seen online,
Right.
which is like a new thing.
Right.
You are unlimited as an actor. The work of an actor is to create. You're a creator.
That's it.
If you are waiting till you get cast for a film to create, you are not a creator. You are an employee. You are waiting for them to cast you. You will now work. You are an employee of somebody.
That's
but as a creator, what will make you a better actor in this era is that taking your phone, whatever it is, work on it, create something, throw it out
Maybe a
there.
monologue or
You
something.
don't absolutely anything you want, but just keep working. That builds confidence. And lastly,
Right.
jump off the cliff. Take a risk.
That's it.
You will never know. You will, and that's the sweetest thing that happened to me in this industry. Imagine if I didn't go for that audition for that,
That's it.
and I said, "Me Allah, that thing would have come out though.
Right.
Another person who ability would have played it.
That's it.
It won't be me,
I wouldn't have met you, bro.
most likely not. Then that would not have led into Ajoche. That TV series. So take the opportunities in front of you.
Right.
Just take the opportunities when you are coming. Take the opportunities and have your boundaries.
Right.
Have boundaries.
Boundaries.
Have boundaries.
Okay.
But what's the thing they used to use a lot? If you don't have boundaries and get into the industry, you might become a sponge. You used to wash many plates.
Oh my God.
You used to wash many plates. So have respectful boundaries. Let the art be the priority. If there's something you really cannot do in good reason, let it be known you cannot do it.
That's it.
And if you have to lose a job to create a standard for yourself, please go ahead and do it. Because at the end of the day, it's your career. Now, finally, to everybody who's going to watch this, the greatest thing I can say is that if you do have a dream, chase it. If you have a dream, if that dream that is tugging at your heart, that keeps calling you,
Right.
if you don't chase it now, if you decide to chase it in 3 years' time, you will be 3 years older when you start chasing it.
With regrets.
Yes, with regret. And it's the regret that even kills. You will know you know that you could have gotten something, but you will know you squandered it, and you won't forgive yourself. When I was leaving the bank, I was in my mid-30s when I was leaving the bank to go to Nollywood. So I was like, I'm going to go do it.
And if you had not done it, you'll be regretting today.
They probably have been in the bank now. You people now come to Stanbic. You now see one guy in one department now. You see him sad. You wonder why is this guy always sad?
Or you'll be beefing us.
You understand? We'll be beefing you people now.
Think you are special.
You understand? You're not wondering that. I went to this bank. I saw this guy. What did you do this guy? So, and a lot of people are living with unfulfilled dreams. Newsflash: nobody is making it out of this planet alive.
That's
Nobody.
That's it.
And we all don't know when it is. We just pray that Kojoji or Sarah, let days be long, let our days be, but if you got a dream, that's in your heart, take the risk. Every good thing you're looking for in life is behind that risk.
Right.
So take the risk.
Right. Wow. I'm sure a lot of people have learned so much from you today, watching this show. And it's not just people with albinism, but specifically, I envy people with albinism, and I feel like maybe after this show we'll begin to have more people with albinism in the industry, because you have said a lot of things that could help them beef up their confidence and self-esteem, and to know that they are indeed special. Break the chains, and free yourself of self-imprisonment in here. All right, brother. So I want to ask you, you mentioned your jobs like Ajoche. You didn't mention Gangs of Lagos. I'll take that personal. You mentioned Mokalik and other ones. But you just did
Those are just the earlier ones.
Yeah, you did one recently, which is dope. Like really, really lit. Son of the Soil. Yeah. Is there any other thing you're working on right now?
So I presently still have about 7 movies unreleased that will be released this year.
Yeah, again.
But for me, I'm also looking forward to taking more challenging roles, or I'm pushing for some international collaborations as well. And I'm working on 2 of my own projects, two different projects also, because I realized that, look, man, what if they don't cast you for what you want to do? Do you create your own film?
That's it.
And so you all agree that acting has gone past that stage where you'll be waiting for the call. You just go create your own. So And kudos to Gangs of Lagos. The funny thing is that Son of the Soil
Right.
came because of Gangs of Lagos. You know, and that's why I say that if you go a dream, the guy who was the lead actor in Son of the Soil, Razak Adoti.
Right.
I've been watching his movie. I watched his movie in 2002, Black Hawk Down.
Right.
That's one of the greatest war films ever. And I never knew. We just watched that film and I enjoyed the film until 2024.
Right.
When I watched that film again, one of the days I was free, I was up where we're shooting that film, that action film.
Oh yeah. We won't talk about it yet.
That action film. One of those days I had some days off.
Yeah.
I just thought that let me just watch something on Netflix now. Then I just saw Black Hawk Down recently added. Then
I think we mentioned it that time actually. Yeah.
Then 3 days later I got a message from the guy.
I think you said something like that.
So he watched Gangs of Lagos in the US. He was coming to Nigeria to show the film, and he was like, "I'll be good for that role." But imagine if I didn't go.
That's it.
They will still have shot the film, but I will not be there.
That's it.
So, so I'll answer your question.
You have answered my questions, and congratulations on all your successes.
Thank you.
And I wish you a lot more. You know, as I'm flying high, I want to be seeing you, next to me.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, bro.
we are going to be super rich. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We're not just going to be selling talents without, beaking up our bank accounts. You get it?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, my brother, for coming on this show. I know you're a busy guy, but you honored our call. But personally, as a friend and brother, I want to appreciate you.
Thank you.
For honoring this show, and for coming here to actually unwrap intentionally. Thank you so much for coming, and I wish you more successes.
Thank you so much.
Basibe.
My absolute pleasure. I had such a good time. I can't even believe it's over, man.
It is over, but one day joke, you can continue.
But I had such a good time. Thank you.
bro.
Everybody was just been amazing. Camera, the crew, everybody I've had on the show. You have such a great team, man.
Thank you so much, bro.
But now you're not correct, man.
Thank God, my bro.
Thanks, man.
Nice one, brother. Trust
All
me.
right, man.